Oh, say can you see? The American team for the Ryder Cup is now official. We know all 12 players. In the last few moments as we record, Keegan Bradley has announced the 6 picks that he'll be taking to Bethpage to try and win back the famous gold trophy. And we'll be giving our full, immediate, knee-jerk reactions to that news on this week's episode of the Bunkered Podcasts in association with Callaway. So hello, Michael McEwen here. Thank you very much for tuning in. Welcome along to our viewers on YouTube. Thank you to our listeners, wherever in the world you may be, on whatever device, Apple or Spotify or Google or one of the other ones. They're the main ones, really. But yes, thank you very much for tuning in, giving us your attention. This is a pretty busy day, and this will be a slightly different episode. So some of the stuff you're getting accustomed to, like asked and answered, and indeed the big question, we're shelving those for one episode only. Reason being, well, the Ryder Cup's coming up, and yeah, like I said, Keegan Bradley has finished his team with those 6 picks. So we're going to get into that, discuss whether he's made the right decisions, the wrong decisions, some surprising decisions, certainly one very unexpected decision. And we'll be discussing that with these two, Lewis Fraser, performance editor of Bunkered, and James Tate, gear editor. Gentlemen, hello, how are we?
Hello, Michael. Yeah,
Very well.
doing well,
How are you?
thanks.
You know what? Thanks, James. I'm good. I'm doing very well. Life is good.
It's good to
Life
hear.
is good.
I'm glad.
Busy time for you. You are heading off to play in yet another long drive competition this weekend. Tell us a little bit about that. And you have 30 seconds starting now.
Okay, so I've got another tournament in Germany. It's somewhere between Frankfurt and Munich, and is on Saturday, and I'm going to win. How'd I do?
Love the last bit.
Rapid.
Somewhere between Frankfurt and Munich. Now, I only know Germany because of the Euros last year. I went from Munich, which is in the south of Germany, up to Cologne, which is in the north, and then took a train out to Frankfurt, which I think is still quite northerly. So if you're somewhere between, that's an awful lot of country.
Yes.
Do you know where you're going?
It's literally in the middle of nowhere.
No, then. You don't know
No,
where
I
you're
have
going.
no idea.
What's the name of the place?
Something in German. Golf club.
Something in German golf club.
Brilliant.
How are you feeling about it, though? You sounded confident there when you said you're going to go and you're going to win.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I got the cupping, which you've seen athletes do. And it's, you know, a lot of swimmers get it.
Yeah.
And you see all the marks on. I've still got it. You can see there.
Oh my goodness
You won't,
me.
yeah, you won't be able to.
Oh,
That looks awful. That's the most
That doesn't
painful
look
thing
good.
ever.
So it literally looks like someone stood behind you and smashed tennis balls at your back.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, so long story short, you basically massage the muscle. You massage the muscle. Well, Sean Connery's coming in again. But you basically take all the tension out of the muscle, and then they get like the suction cups, and it starts pulling the blood kind of away, and it brings it to the surface. And what it does is almost just like flushes everything out. So, and it helps with recovery. So, but
does it actually help with recovery?
Yeah.
Like, that not sore?
No, it's
My word, that
it
doesn't look good. I'm not going to lie.
That looks horrific.
yeah, it looks pretty cool though.
No, it doesn't.
I think it looks so
It's
cool.
awful. It looks like you've
I
been
was
in a
like,
terrible accident.
yeah, I've not. It's like might help your ribs.
It looks like
That's the last thing I need.
This is
So you had that done.
so I had that done.
Now you're feeling good. And
Feeling-
that's the difference maker, is it?
It's definitely helped. What was said by the sports masseuse was, you've not had this done for a long time, have you? And I was like, no. She's like, I can tell, because so apparently it was quite bad. So what she was saying was, for someone who has to basically separate your hips from your top half, it's the separation between top and bottom is not very good. So like my whole body is just moving as one because it's so stiff. So for someone who plays golf, apparently it's not very good.
Lewis, tempted to get some cupping?
No, absolutely not. I've seen like a little glimpse of that in James's shoulder. That is the last thing I want. That looks awful.
It's great.
It doesn't look
I'll
good
take
at
your
all.
word
But
for
you've
it,
got a busy couple of days coming up. You're off to Trump
Yes,
Turnberry for the first
learned
time.
this
I know.
morning. This was a great surprise in our morning meeting.
Lucky.
You were like, I've got a task for you over the next couple of days, Lewis. I'm like, oh, what am I doing? What have I got landed on my plate? But it's a good one. So yeah, getting to play both courses at Trump Turnberry, which I've never played either of them. So
You're in for such a treat.
I'd never played
I'm
any.
so frustrated.
You've been there though, haven't you?
I've been there for shoots with a member of our performance panel,
Mhm.
Ali Kyle. who's part of the
we did one as
the
well.
team there. Yeah, and I've done various shoots there, but never hit a golf shot there. And now I'm going to hit hundreds of them, probably hundreds on each day.
Stock your bag up.
So yeah, the bag will be getting stocked up with Callaway Chrome Tours to lose in the
Beautiful.
rough there.
And a wee overnight at the hotel and
Yes, I
everything.
know.
It was
Great.
meant to be me. You know, that's the frustrating part. But a
It
few
shows
things
the
have come
kind
up.
It shows the kind of guy you are, Michael.
Yeah, it does,
Yeah,
doesn't
it
it?
does. Yeah, appreciate
What a guy.
that. That's a good
What a
one.
guy.
No complaints whatsoever.
Yeah.
For
Very
you.
good. Yeah,
no,
no
listen,
complaints
but
for me.
joking aside, you're in for a
Christmas
real
present.
treat. Couple of new holes there as well, 7 and
Yes.
8. So you're going to love it.
Yeah.
It's-
I'm excited to
Buzzing.
see what that looks like.
Yeah, I'll be sure to report back next
Thank
week. So tune in. I'll give you the lowdown. Right.
Lovely. I appreciate that.
Thank
Cannot
you.
wait. Anything else happening in your life, Lewis?
Back playing golf, which is good.
Mhm.
Played a little Texas Scramble on Saturday, which is the best format in
Undoubtedly.
golf. Yeah, so
Big fan.
myself and the team shot a 58, which was not great. 12 under. We won this competition last year with a 56 and kind of
What won this
struggled.
year?
like a net 53, which is 17 under. So we had no
What?
chance. We weren't even close. Yeah, fair play to the boys that did it.
Jesus.
Must have been some going. Had a high
Disgusting.
handicap in the group. Yeah, no, I knew them, so I believe that there was no magic pencil going on, which there often is in these things. But
When you have a higher
Yeah.
handicapper in one of those
That's
groups,
it.
it's
Yeah,
you're
I know.
cooked.
well, we had a
Yes.
higher handicap, but he played like he had a high handicap. So it was pointless.
So he didn't-
you'll be listening to this, and you'll know exactly. What
So
I'm
he
talking
didn't. He
about.
didn't help
Yeah.
you out.
No, it did not help us out one bit. It
Must
was
try
hopeless.
harder.
For goodness
Must try
sake.
harder. So he's getting subbed out next year for someone else.
Yeah.
If you've got handicap over 18 and you hit the ball a long way, come and DM me. You get in the team. Like I'll give you a captain's pick. Right?
Speaking
Announce
of,
it. Yeah, funny that.
what a lovely
What?
segue that was.
Nicely done.
Nicely done, Lewis. Yeah, so that's really the purpose of today's episode. We will be talking a little bit later on about Tommy Fleetwood and his victory at long bloody last over the weekend, the Tour Championship, and for that matter, the FedEx Cup. But yeah, first half, we're going to devote some time to talking about the Ryder Cup. Obviously, it is now officially less than a month until the ball's in the air at Bethpage. And whilst we don't yet know all 12 of the European team, I mean, we can kind of guess.
Mhm.
But we do now know, as of the last half hour, the identities of all 12 Americans who will be playing. So the first 6 we already knew. The automatic qualifiers, Scotty Scheffler, who has already qualified for next Ryder Cup at Deer Manor in
to
2027.
infinity and beyond.
Xander Schauffele is in there, as is US Open champion JJ Spawn. Harris English makes a return to the team, his second appearance, a good return to form. Russell Henley, like Spawn, will be making his debut in the event. And Bryson DeChambeau,
My guy.
to quote Andrew Coulter, Chambeau, he is also there, like English, making his first appearance in the match since Whistling Straits. 4 years ago now. So those were the 6 automatic qualifiers. We then had 6 picks. These are those. Justin Thomas, no surprise. Colin Morikawa, Patrick Cantlay, Ben Griffin, Cameron Young, and Sam Burns. We'll talk more about each of those individually, gentlemen, but the big talking point is the one who isn't there, and that is the captain himself. Keegan Bradley has opted not to be a playing captain, despite much speculation to the contrary, despite a lot of reports suggesting that he was going to pick himself. He has opted to be a captain and a captain only. Lewis, this news is very fresh.
Yep.
Are you surprised?
Yes, very surprised. I was certain he was going to pick himself. The way that he's been speaking the last few weeks, coming out after rounds saying that he's not sure if he's going to be playing. In my eyes, I thought he was desperate to play. Thought he viewed this as a brilliant chance to go and win a Ryder Cup as a playing captain. There's been no playing captain since Palmer in the 60s.
1963.
Yep.
And he won.
He won, yeah. And I thought Keegan would back himself to go and produce a good performance there. And I'm shocked that he hasn't. I really, really had him nailed on as picking himself. So I've got to applaud him for it, because I think he's put the team's best interests in front of what he undoubtedly would have wanted to do. This
Now,
would have been really, really
that's-
difficult.
That's an interesting point.
Yeah.
Has he, or has he just done the populist choice and the safe option, James? Because there's a real case to be made for Keegan Bradley being in there, having a great career, a great season. He's either just inside or just outside the world top 10 at the moment. Forgive me, I don't quite know. And yeah, he's 11th in Ryder Cup standings. So if it was based purely on the 12 players who qualified in the top 12 spaces, he's in his own team. But he's decided not to. I mean, there was a really compelling case for him to pick himself. So has he done the team a favour by not?
I don't think he's done the team a favour at all, if I'm really honest. I think he's one of the best players in the world at the minute. It's like, why would you not back yourself? And he is, I mean, from my memory as well, he eats, sleeps and breathes the Ryder Cup. Like, he is Mr. Ryder Cup. I was like, why?
World number 11, I should add, sorry.
Yeah, it's like, why wouldn't you want to play? But I guess, and I do get it, like, maybe it's quite admirable in a way that he has stepped aside and maybe let other guys take his place. And he thinks that, you know, the 12 guys that he's got there are going to do the job without him. Like, I get that. But I do think it is a bit of a shock to kind of take yourself, especially when you finished tied 7th in the Tour Championship as well and had a great tournament.
Yep.
I'm thinking straight away, oh, it has to be. Like, he's quite clearly playing great golf and he loves the Ryder Cup. Why wouldn't he back himself and put himself in the mix?
Exactly that. If the captain was anyone other than Keegan Bradley, James, Keegan Bradley is playing on that team, is he not?
Oh, 100%. Like, there's no shadow of a doubt. But the fact
But he is captain.
But he is captain, and he's not playing. So you just kind of have to kind of respect that. And I think, you know, he obviously said, like, briefly, like, you know, it's a hard decision for him to make because he loves the Ryder Cup. And I'm thinking to myself, well, if you love the Ryder Cup that much, you're fucking playing it.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, Lewis, has he weakened the team by taking himself out? Is that because I'm of the opinion that that's not the strongest American team that he could put out because he's not on the team. But I get that he's got other stuff to do. He's weakened his team though, hasn't he? If it's about who the best team is, he should be there.
I think on paper it might be weaker. In reality, I think that team has the best chance of winning the Ryder Cup. I think if he plays himself, the pressure is just too much. You can. I said this like before the Open. We spoke about it, and you asked, "What do you think he should do?" And at that point, I said he should put his full thoughts into playing and give the captaincy to someone else because he's too close to get. At that point, he could have got in on his own number or been in a position like Thomas or Griffin where he's basically making it. I think that the picks that he's made are the best possible ones that he could have done, because if he goes out and plays himself and plays bad, he becomes the villain straight away. Like if Sam Burns goes and plays bad, then you think, well, he's just having a bad day. He's not picked himself. Whereas Bradley picked himself, leaves someone like Sam Burns or Cameron Young off and has a stinker, then people are going to turn on him pretty quick. So, yeah, I think that on paper he might have made it weaker because he has been playing so well, but I just don't think it would have worked if he'd picked himself to play.
So a little bit of reaction from Keegan. He said this was a really tough decision and there was a point this year where I was playing, which I found really interesting because clearly he's not made his mind up. And to the point of, Luke Donald hasn't had this clouding his judgment, hasn't had this to even consider. He was never going to be a playing captain. Whereas Keegan's been wrestling and dealing with something that just didn't, frankly, need to be dealing with. We'll talk in a second about whether or not the PGA of America's got some culpability in the build-up. But he said all these guys that he picked stepped up in a major way and played their way onto this team. It was an extremely difficult decision, but it's one I'm really happy with. I'm really happy with these 6 players. And he joked, I'm glad it's over. He added that he grew up wanting to play Ryder Cups. It broke my heart not to play, but ultimately I was chosen to do a job, to be the captain of this team. And my ultimate goal was to be the captain. I was going to do whatever I thought was best for the team. And I know for 100% certain that this is the right choice. I mean, he's going to say that, isn't he? He's not going to say,
about 80% sure.
I wasn't sure about picking Sam Burns, but yeah, let's hope for the best. It's been a very interesting subplot, and it's been fascinating to observe it all play out in real time. I'll be honest, I'm disappointed he's not on the team. From, I want Europe to win, clearly, but if I try and be as neutral as I possibly can, it would have been such a cool story.
Yeah,
seeing
100%.
this guy trying to be a playing captain, trying to lead from the front, imbue the passion that he's got for the team on the course as much as anything else. I think they'll miss that. I think they'll miss that fire. I think the crowd, you could argue it won't take much to G them up, but I think they'll miss having that person who's going to be giving it large. Is Cam Young going to give it large like Keegan Bradley's going to after holding a crucial putt for par on the fourth? No. So, I don't know. I think it's a real shame that he's not on the team. I think if I was an American, I would be disappointed he's not in the team because he's better than some of the guys that he's picked.
Yeah,
I do absolutely get the decision that he's come to. But yeah, to that point I mentioned earlier, James, has the PGA of America ballsed up? Did they give him this job too soon? In hindsight, was he the wrong pick to be captain?
It's tough to gauge initially because you might have not, you probably haven't expected Keegan Bradley to maybe step up and play as well as he has. But I think, you don't have your best team out. So you've ballsed up, in my opinion. I think the decision has maybe been made too quick, and you should be looking at, alternative options on who you should choose. But I think
they had no plan B. If it wasn't Tiger Woods, and it wasn't, then they had to scramble and they went with the next most passionate guy.
Yeah, 100%.
Never considering for a second that a guy who was playing well when they picked him as captain, by the way.
Yeah.
Never considering that he might end up being one of the top 12.
I know. And then he just, and then continued that form for the rest of the year and is now one of the top Americans in the world. And now he's not playing. Just
for
seems
me,
absolutely mental.
It's worked out for the USGA. It's almost like the nightmare scenario.
PGA of America.
Sorry, PGA of America.
USGA couldn't give a toss, Lewis.
Oh,
they're all right.
Thanks.
They're on the European side with us.
Yeah, they're laughing. They're like, ha ha.
For the PGA of America.
Yeah, sorry, lost my train of thought there. It's a bit of if he'd played so well that he was in the top 6 and he qualified brilliant, then he's obviously playing amazing and he's going to be a playing captain. He's one of the best players on the planet. If that would have been fantastic for them. If he then started playing terrible, you think, well, he's not even close to like being on the fringes of contention for getting in this team. That's what has led to now this will he, won't he the whole time, where he's been sort of on the bubble of 11th, 12th in the rankings, and you think, should he be picking himself? Then he sort of dipped off in form a little bit, like coming up to the Tour Championship, and you think, he's not going to pick himself. Like James says, he finished, top 10 last week, and all of a sudden everyone's like, he's going to do it. It's been back and forth the whole time.
Yeah.
And I think that's taken away, it's added to the drama, but for other players, it's probably been a bit distracting at times, thinking, are we going to have a playing captain here? Are we going to have someone who's not fully invested in the captaincy side because they're worried about their own game during the week? For America, I think this is a really good thing. Like I say, I think he's done the right thing for his team here. As much as it
time
might
will
take
tell.
away.
Time will tell.
Of course it will, yeah.
You could argue that he's put a lot of pressure on the guys that he's now picked. If you look down the list, you've got Sam Burns, who was 16th in qualifying.
I know.
You've actually got 14, 15 and 16 in terms of overall qualifying. Cam Young, Patrick Cantlay, Sam Burns. There are 3 guys who've been 4 if you include Keegan himself, but there are 3 other guys, Mav McNeely, who's 10th, and then Harman, 12th, and Andrew Novak, 13th, who've been passed over.
Yeah.
So he's put a lot of pressure, I would say, on Cam Young, Patrick Cantlay, and Sam Burns to step up. And one of those, of course, Cam Young, is a rookie.
Yes.
So the right thing, wrong thing, I suppose it's a matter of opinion what the right thing is and what the wrong thing is.
Yeah.
But time will tell whether or not it was the right decision. Let's talk about some of those guys before we get into the players that have made it. Of the ones that have missed out, who do you think, James, is the one that probably has the strongest case to be pissed?
I would say Maverick McNeely. He's obviously 10th in the standings, and then you've got guys who are obviously a lot further down. He's played incredibly well this year. 7 top 10s. He didn't have the best kind of Tour Championship, and I think that may have been the kind of deciding factor. I think if he'd done really well and showed up, then there definitely would have been a very good case for him to be taken onto that team.
Yeah, so he's tied 23rd in Atlanta last week.
Yeah.
Stumbled at the final hurdle, you would argue.
Yeah.
But third
I
at the
think
BMW the week before.
I know. So I think, look, I reckon Maverick McNeely, he's obviously been on the scene for a good few years now, but it looks like he's starting to find his feet. I don't think this is going to be his last opportunity to play in a Ryder Cup by any stretch. No, I don't. I think in the next Ryder Cup, he will be thereabout again, and I think he'll be taken. It's a little bit like, last Ryder Cup, Cam Young came short, along with, who was it? Keegan Bradley
himself,
and Lucas Glover.
Yeah.
I think we're having a same kind of repeat here, but I don't think Maverick McNeely is going to dip. I think, if anything, he's going to be right there in the mix again in 2 years' time. But I do feel for him, because he will be like, what else I've got to do? I've finished inside that top 12. I've had a great year, and I've not been taken. And then
comfortably inside the top 12
exactly.
Spaces,
so
has to be said.
Yeah, it's a tough pill to swallow. I think we even saw, 2 years ago, Keegan Bradley was crying on camera when he didn't get taken. So I don't know if he's going to be as emotional as Keegan Bradley, but he will definitely be a bit sour, I think, right now, I would think.
Yeah, Lewis, Bradley did say after the Tour Championship, or at least it was reported by Todd Lewis of the Golf Channel, that there were some guys who were maybe expecting to be in the team who weren't going to be getting on the team.
Yeah.
Who's that? If that's not Maverick McNeely, and I can't imagine Maverick McNeely's got high expectations.
No. I'm really surprised by this. The one name that springs to mind, he's actually 20th in the rankings. That's Chris Gotterup. Now, back when he won Scottish Open, obviously, and then had a really good result.
Very good week at the
Open.
Yeah, true.
And at that point, you're thinking, well, he's a guy who hits the ball miles, which is a big tick in the box for Bethpage Black. Seems to be on a really good run of form. Maybe he's referring to him. Apart from that, I don't know. When he said that,
Wyndham
I thought,
Clark?
yeah,
Lucas
possibly.
Glover?
But then, are those guys really expecting to be on the team? I don't know. So I'm confused by that comment. Now, at the time, I thought that meant that Sam Burns wasn't going and that Keegan was.
Yep.
That's how we all read it.
Yeah.
Or if some people were saying that Ben Griffin might not be picked, and it would be Sam and Keegan going rather than Ben. So yeah, I don't know who that is. Maybe it's had a late change of heart.
Well, that's
possibly.
what I was going to say, because he was making out in the press conference that his mind's been made up.
Yeah.
That he's known for the last 48 hours or so who it was going to be that was going to go.
Yep.
Reading between the lines, and there was a lot of talk, by the way, when you're right, that Ben Griffin wasn't going to be the guy, that he was going to, be the odd man out. I wonder, you
find that weird.
I think Keegan's had a change of heart.
Really?
Genuinely think he's had a change of heart. Maybe responding to, and this wouldn't be unusual, right? Where someone has planted the idea that someone may make it or somebody may not make it, just to see how it lands and how that news then filters out and how it's received. So if there was any uncertainty, and let's say it was Ben Griffin or Keegan Bradley and he couldn't make up his mind.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm playing the mother of all hypotheticals here.
No, but I like it.
It's
Continue.
fun, right?
It's
fun.
Yeah.
If he was in any doubt and he wanted somebody else to make the decision for him, leak it, let the story go out that Ben Griffin is, his place is in jeopardy, see how it lands, see how it's received, and make your decision based on that.
Yeah.
It's data gathering, essentially.
Yeah.
It's gauging public opinion.
Yeah.
So even at that, though, is Ben Griffin honestly absolutely expecting that he's going to make that team?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you
But the
think-
season,
right, okay.
he's won twice. He's been so consistent throughout the year. The last 4 weeks he's been brilliant. I don't think he's finished outside the top 15 the last 4 events he played. So consistent throughout the whole time. And he's ranked 9th in the rankings and comfortably
ninth as well,
above 10th, 11th, 12th. So he would have been one who's sitting by the phone expecting to be in this team, I would think.
Rubbing his hands together.
Rubbing
when
his
it
hands
rings.
thinking, here we go. Yeah, he's been fitted for the uniform, unlike Harry Hall that we spoke about last week.
Hey, you never know.
Bet Harry's been fitted now.
Yeah, probably. But
We'll talk about Europe next week.
about that. But yeah, him or Sam Burns would be the two I would think that.
But
if
Sam
Keegan's
Burns in
talking-
16th place cannot possibly have been expecting to make that team.
I don't know.
I'm
Maybe it
kind
is
of
Griffin.
using Keegan's own words
Maybe
against him a little
Wyndham
bit.
Clark,
Yeah.
maybe.
Wyndham, I mean, he's 17th. My
Nah,
God,
and he's
there's not a case
He's
to be
not
made.
had a good season at
It's
all,
just-
so I just don't think
Then again,
anyone else
is
expecting
Keegan
to be on.
just has he been playing everybody a little bit?
Maybe.
Is
if
he
he
that
does, it's
good?
working.
Yeah.
So
Just getting
look
everyone
at
to bite.
Maybe he's the one that's disappointed that he's not got the phone phoned himself.
phoning himself. It's just going to voicemail. Looking down at the other guys that haven't made it, Brian Harman in 12th. I mean, he just doesn't hit it long enough for Bethpage, I think, is probably going against him. Andrew Novak hasn't done enough in 13th to make the case.
Good year, though.
Good year, not enough.
No.
And then, Tony Finau's 24th. Then looking at 30th, Ricky Fowler, Jordan Spieth in 32nd. Jordan Spieth has played a full year and has finished only one place ahead of Billy Horschel, who hasn't hit a ball since April. So,
that's mad.
It's...
Would have loved to see Spieth there, but not going to happen, unfortunately.
I'd have loved to have seen... Every European fan would have loved to have seen Spieth.
It's entertainment, though. You never know what you're going to get.
So let's look at the players who did make it. Justin Thomas, I don't think there's much to say, guys. I mean, that was open and shut. He was always in, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Colin Morikawa, any surprise?
A little bit.
And why?
I just think he's been quite cold with a putter, and I think for if you're pairing him up in like the foursomes in that kind of scenario, like he could be. You want your players to be holding putts, and he's just so hot or cold. It's just, I feel like that is a bit of a gamble just on that side of stuff.
A gamble. Morikawa's a gamble.
Yeah, there's a lot of chat on Twitter today that he shouldn't even be taken. There's a lot of people saying that as well.
I think
but it's
I kind of wonder if that's a little bit of a personal thing as well. A lot of people just don't like Colin Morikawa.
Yeah.
I mean, that's come across
you kind of saw that a little bit today as well in that interview. It's like, let me just change that question for you. Like, what the fuck?
I'll answer the question. I think the reaction to, I wouldn't pick Colin Morikawa is probably driven more by likability.
Yeah.
But
100%.
Bear in mind, Rome, now, not that any American, Max Homa aside, played particularly well in Rome a couple of years ago. Colin Morikawa played 4 times and gave him 1 point.
Yeah, his game's not been there at all this year. So, look, I'm not surprised that he's been picked. His ceiling is so high.
Yeah.
And I think he is someone who you play in 4 balls, so he plays his own ball and you just hope that he figures it out. I don't think you put him in alternate shot unless he shows real sort of that he can turn around his game in the next month. But I'm not surprised by Morikawa. Like, I get people saying that you need to take players who are playing better than him, but I don't really know who that is, to be honest with you. So, no surprise there for me.
Okay, so you guys are split on that. Patrick Cantlay. Well, if we're not going to get Keegan as the story being the playing captain, then all eyes will be on Patrick and his head. On the opening morning at Bethpage.
No hat in the Zoom.
No, interesting. There was no hat in the Zoom.
I told you. Yeah.
So that is now going to become the subplot. They're getting paid, obviously.
Yep.
Which is the other part of this.
No hat,
Patrick, I think, will have no option but to stick something on his napper.
Yeah.
I mean, he's growing an incredible forehead as well.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, I know I've got a cheek to talk, but that forehead is growing in nicely. So yeah, get the hat on.
The tide's out on the hairline, isn't it?
Well, yes. Surprised that he's made the team, gents? Yes or no?
No, not surprised at all.
Not at all.
Nailed on. A really good Ryder Cup record for Patrick. Yeah, not
2
surprised
points from 4 on a losing side a couple of years ago.
Yep.
One of the best iron players as well. Like his greens and regulations are great. Perfect for foursomes, perfect for 4 ball.
Yeah.
Based on recent form.
Yeah.
Also a good weekend at the Tour Championship.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
No shock whatsoever. I think he was one of the ones who Keegan wouldn't have even thought about. That's just working the team around him. So
yeah,
no issues there.
And it's a fairly obvious fit for Xander Schauffele as well, who qualified automatically. So if you're thinking about pairings, then
the glue guy
fits. The glue guy.
The glue guy. He's the one standing in the corner with the glue gun.
That could mean different things depending on where you're from.
That's Xander Schauffele, to be absolutely clear. That's how Keegan Bradley described him. The glue guy.
The glue guy. He's the guy that holds the team together.
Whatever. Either that or gives him the Pritt stick.
Yeah.
To secure the hat to Patrick Cantlay's head. So brilliant. That's, I mean, nothing more to be said really on Cantlay. A fairly open and shut case. He's there, as I say, in part because of what he can do for Schauffele and that, I presume, that presumed pairing. Equally, is that partly why Sam Burns is on the side because of Scotty Scheffler?
I think that will come into things. Yeah, definitely. You want someone who can play with your best player. And realistically, if you're ranking like who the best players are in the US team, Scotty's obviously the best. You probably have to get quite a long way down the list for Burns to be there. Putting them together is maybe quite a good thing in that put anyone with Scotty Scheffler is probably going to win the match. So having someone who he's comfortable
say that,
with,
but they got battered 4-3 by John Ram and Tyrrell Hatton in the opening match out.
Yeah,
in 2023.
I do get this, and I obviously know that Scheffler didn't exactly
that year, didn't they? Everyone got not. Like,
I think
and that was also the last we saw
plate.
of them. You know, as a pairing. Scheffler then played with Koepka. They
that
had it handed to them. Oberg and Hovland 9 and 7, and they halved.
They made
Scheffler
grown
and
men
Koepka.
cry. That was brilliant.
Actually, to go back a little bit and rewind of the players that have missed out, we didn't mention Brooks Koepka.
No.
Has he got a case?
No,
No,
I know that
he's
he won
done-
there,
Done nothing.
6 years ago, but nah, it's not for me at all.
He's not-
Like, his game's not there one bit.
He's not done anything on live either.
No.
No, he hasn't.
He's just kind of faded away.
And he played in Rome and didn't exactly have a good time, did he? So,
No.
nah, not for me at all.
And missed 3 out of the 4 major cuts this year.
Yeah.
He almost Cam Smithed it.
Mm-hmm.
Apart from a tied 12th in the US Open.
Yeah.
Sorry, Cam, that was
Yeah, there's no need for
a
that.
wee bit of a drive-by on Cam Smith
Yeah.
there.
You're
Shouldn't have done that.
you remember when Cam Smith wore the blazer at the Open Championship? You've got a bit of that going on here. Is that
It's all right,
special
isn't it?
occasion for the Ryder Cup picks? Is that what this is all about?
You know what? I figure no matter what I wear,
Uh-huh.
I cannot possibly look as ridiculous as they're going to look in those outfits.
Oh, God, awful.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't
It's,
wait for
uh,
that.
It is a little sartorial nod to the abomination that is US Ryder Cup clothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, for those of you who are listening, I have. I think it's a fairly trendy look. It's one of those thin hoodies with a blazer jacket,
Mhm.
the hood sticking out.
Trendy. I've not heard that word for a while. It's what my dad uses.
I'll tell you what. See when I can't see your legs, when I look to my left recording the podcast, then you can have an opinion.
It's like he's presenting Countdown, doesn't he? Wearing any trousers.
Right, where were we?
Sorry,
Sam
sorry,
Burns.
Sam
We are.
Burns. Yeah, I mean he's first in strokes gains platinum on the PGA Tour, so it would be a good pairing with him and Scotty together. I think they would do
Yeah.
pretty solid. But
First
I know,
in strokes gained putting, is he really?
yeah, yeah, he's also first inside 10 feet with a 90% conversion rate, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, that'll get it done, won't it?
Yeah, so
Scheffler sets them up and he
Yeah.
just sticks them home.
Yeah.
Stick that in with Scheffler's wedge play and iron play, and you could have a pretty good.
yeah,
Obviously, it's not quite as easy as that.
No,
to
it's not.
just say that that's going to happen. But for me, like Burns is probably the weakest player on the team, but he's still incredibly good. I mean, we forget that he could have won the US Open feasibly with like 12 holes to go. He was probably
that's true.
favourite
Yeah.
to win it,
And on a
then-
different golf course with different
Mhm.
rules in
Yep.
place around, weather and
yes, and
wetness and
water.
whatnot. He might
yeah,
have.
he
Yeah,
might well
yeah.
have done that exactly. So, yeah, I'm surprised that Keegan didn't pick himself. But if he wasn't going to pick himself, then Burns was the obvious choice there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Which brings us to the last two of the picks then. So Cameron Young, who just about managed to crack a smile when he was announced.
What an interview that was, by the
He's-
way.
That is one that
him and Patrick Cantley belong together.
the stenographer is going to have a hard time wanting to carry on their job after they've transcribed the few lines that he had to say. Just, well, yeah, I suppose.
That's
Yeah.
as smiley as he
yeah,
gets.
exactly. It was. Guess I'm happy. Who's more excited? You or your dad? Oh, it's tough to say.
Yeah.
I mean, Cameron
Neither of us are really that excited, to be honest.
Young,
Indecisiveness.
phenomenal golfer. Phenomenal. He's a rain cloud, isn't he? I mean, he would go to the Playboy Mansion and go, I don't like the lighting.
What beers have you got? What's in the fridge?
You got any non-alcoholic?
Yeah.
Not the most inspiring, you would argue, of picks, but then that's purely just based on
Level-headed. I'll stick up for Cam here. He's level-headed.
level-headed.
Yeah.
Well, if he's been picked because of the New Yorker element, and he is the token New Yorker, on the
Mr.
side,
New York.
then
Mhm.
that level-headedness surely has to go out the window, doesn't it?
No, I don't think. Like, he'll do what's best for him and his game, and that is just by being completely emotionless, I think. And, well, certainly on the outside, I don't know what's going on inside, but it doesn't seem like he gets too high or too low, and that can be a good thing. It's
Okay.
probably having that kind of that attitude in a cauldron like this is going to be positive. Like,
So,
it's worked for him. so
Really
far.
simple
Yeah.
question then.
Yeah.
Who'd you pair him with?
That's a good question.
I've got an answer.
Bryson.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yin and yang.
Absolutely. They both.
Bryson will thrive off the fact that there's a New York crowd rooting on one of their own, even if Cam Young doesn't really give into it and surrender to the occasion. Bryson will.
Content.
Content.
Get the YouTube.
If Bryson isn't on the phone to Keegan right now, going, "Hey Cap,
yeah,
I'd love to play with Cam," then I am
play
stunned.
with Cam. Can I play with Cam? Please. Can I play with Cam?
Ripping up the seating plan in primary school. I'm sitting beside him.
That to me looks like a pretty good fit because it's the least obvious of pairings.
It is. Yeah, well, that's it. Yin and yang. That's what you want. Two guys who absolutely, like Keegan said it, he hits the ball a mile. They both do, which is so good round there. You wouldn't want to come up against those pair.
Imagine those in a 4-ball.
It's like kind of good cop, bad cop, isn't it? Like you've just got one guy who is so
good cop, bad cop. No, it's good cop, mad cop.
Mad cop.
Bad cop, bad cop.
Imagine being arrested by Bryson DeChambeau.
Guys, come on. Stop. Stop. Break it up. Stand still. Please put your hands on the car.
Allowing Bryson a taser or worse. Let's not go down that rabbit hole.
No. Did Keegan say that Cam Young holds the course record at Bethpage?
I believe he did.
He did. I don't know if he still does, but he shot a 64 round there in maybe his amateur days and shot the course record. So that's a good sign.
He's got fond memories.
Yes.
It's decent.
Yeah,
we'll
it's decent enough. Yeah.
The last man that completes the lineup is Ben Griffin. So, yeah, he was the one that we spoke about being maybe the odd man out. My ludicrous, unfounded theories aside as to how he made the team. James, what do you reckon? What's Ben Griffin going to bring to the side, apart from probably buckets and buckets of creatine?
Just a ton of creatine, to be honest, and probably more creatine. No, I think, obviously, rookie start, he's going to have loads of energy. He's going to be buzzing off the crowd, and he's
be buzzing off something.
Buzzing off creatine. But I think, with him having such a strong season on the PGA Tour, he's going to bring in a bag of confidence. He's a great iron player. He's a solid putter. His game is like the whole package. You'd be able to pair him pretty much with anyone. So it's just, I think the difficulty that Keegan might have, well, I mean, he probably already knows, but it's like, where do I put him? Because he is such a good player, and he's also, that little bit younger than some of the guys as well, where he is going to be, he will take stuff on. He's not going to shy down from the challenge.
Is he the guy that's only going to play 3 times, Lewis?
Ooh. Possibly, yeah. Him or Burns, I would imagine. But you've got to remember, Griffin's playing so well at the moment. He's had a brilliant year. Players like him are the reasons that we have captain's picks, because you look at his form, like I was saying, the last 4 events, he's not been outside the top 12, just had a tremendous season. And when he had his 2 wins, back in the summer, he's just carried that on.
And one of those was in a team environment as well.
Exactly.
With Andrew Novak.
Yeah.
And they beat the Højgaard twins, didn't they?
There you go. Yeah. That's a good
the
omen
Zurich
for
Classic.
them.
He's another, Novak's also another one who was just on the brink as well.
We spoke about that earlier, James. But
to answer your question,
remember my memory.
I think he's probably, if you're picking someone to only play 3 times, it could be him. I mean, he's a rookie, and this is playing 3. You'd play every day, I'd imagine. So it's going to be a lot. But if I was American, I wouldn't be worried about what Ben Griffin's bringing to that team, because he's played so good for a long time now.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like anything phases him.
Yeah,
just as long as he has the creatine, 2 hours, 2 hours before he tees off, he'll be unstoppable.
Who would you pair him with?
Ben Griffin, who'd you pair him with?
Russell Henley?
Maybe.
Something like that.
Justin Thomas, perhaps. Thomas has got an awful lot of experience. I know he's a pick, but still he's got an awful lot of experience. So maybe him.
Yeah.
But I don't see him playing more than a couple of... I see him playing both 4 balls maybe and the singles. Yeah. I don't see him as a foursomes guy.
They play foursomes first, aren't they? Both days.
Yeah. So he's going to sit in the morning, I'm quite sure.
I would
watch it, get the experience, see what the first tee feels like, and then go out in the afternoon on his own ball.
Yeah.
Playing it all the way around, doing his own thing, hitting all the shots.
I don't think you want to be chucked in as a rookie playing foursomes, because it's such a hard format to play. You're only hitting half the shots, really hard to get into a rhythm. So For someone like Griffin, played both the 4 balls and then go into singles after. You don't need to worry about
Friday afternoon.
You don't need to worry about what anyone else is doing. That's the thing.
I think if you look at, I'm just looking at stats there, 7th in strokes gained and then 12th in a scoring average as well on the PGA Tour. That's the kind of person you want to be playing their own ball, to be honest. Everything, there's nothing else that really stands out. Everything's just very good.
Yeah.
So
that's our 12, or rather, that's their 12. Oops. Any weakness that you can see in the American team? Not necessarily individuals, but where are they falling short, if anywhere, at the moment?
I honestly really struggle to see weaknesses in this team. I think that side going to New York is going to be so hard to beat. I hate to say it, but if Keegan was on the team, I'd say he was the weakness because of the pressure that he'd be under and the whole like sideshow around that. But maybe like Morikawa not playing great at the moment might fall into European hands, and Burns hasn't been having a brilliant time off it as of late. Outside of that, those are 12 players playing fantastically well.
Very solid.
Yeah, very, very solid.
I'm going to copy and paste what Lewis said there. I think pretty much bang on, to be honest.
What do you think? Do you think there's any weaknesses that jump off the page?
I think the weakness is that Keegan Bradley's not on it.
Right.
I genuinely, I see it differently to you. I completely understand the logic. I know what you're saying, but he is one of the best players in the world right now. There are only, I know it's the world rankings, but there are only 10 better than him. He, as I said, if it was just based purely on a point system and there were no picks, he would have made his own team. And I think that it's so much more about what else he brings, that fire, that passion. He engages the crowd. He engages with the crowd. He's a brilliant teammate to have. If there's one weakness in the team, it's that he's not playing. Imagine you've got somebody like a Ben Griffin or a Russell Henley and you're in any doubt. And I know the data scientists will decide all the things. No, I'm not daft to know how it works, but imagine you're going, who's a good fit for a Ben Griffin, or who's going to bring out that extra 5% from Cam Young and, bring him out of himself. It's Keegan Bradley all day long, slapping them on the bum and high-fiving them and geeing them up inside the ropes, shoulder to shoulder. Can't do that as a captain.
I think you can.
I don't think you can. I don't think you can.
If he's playing, he can only do that to one person. If he's a captain, he can go wherever he wants and do anything.
Yeah,
this is the
but
issue
that's
for
fine.
me.
You can do it with one person and you get your point. You get your point on the board. After you give the guy a slap in the bum when he walks onto the first tee, that's it. It's done.
Yeah.
And then it's down to him and his playing partner. He could try and get everyone enthused and end up with no points. But I promise you, I reckon that if Keegan Bradley played with anybody, Ben Griffin, Russell Henley, you name it, and say only played 3 times, even twice, he's winning points. I don't see a Keegan Bradley as a playing captain not winning points. So I think he's, by doing the honourable thing or whatever, I think he's Europe or one up.
Wow, interesting. I honestly see it the other way. I think there's...
One of us will be right.
Yeah, one of us will be right. We'll see. And I hope it's you. I hope I'm wrong in this case. But
I hope it's me too, for 2 reasons.
Yeah. I had visions of it just being a disaster for him, to be honest, playing and then just getting overawed by it. I know Keegan doesn't seem like...
Not a chance.
Nah,
not
honestly,
a chance.
I reckon he would have loved it.
Not a chance is he getting overawed by it.
Maybe overawed's the wrong... He wouldn't have been focused on his own golf. Or if he was, then he would have taken away from thinking about the team, the other 11 guys on the team. For me, it was a non-starter, and I think he's made the right decision for the Americans.
Time will tell. We'll find out who they are up against with the European team set to be completed by Luke Donald this coming Monday, September the 1st. Right, I'm going to throw it to the break there. Like I said, no asked and answered this time because there was an awful lot to discuss there, so thank you, gents. In part 2, Tommy Fleetwood, PGA Tour winner at last. Cannot wait to get into this. Do not go in.
The Bunkered Podcast, brought to you by the new Elite Driver from Callaway.
Tee off with our exclusive Hot Eagle breaks at McDonald's Golf Hotels and Resorts, including Spey Valley Aviemore and Cardrona Resort in Peebles, both recent hosts of the Tartan Pro Tour, with stunning locations and a championship golf course featured at both 4-star hotels. One-night golf breaks from only £95 per person at Cardrona and £115 per person at Spey Valley. Be flexible on date and get the best rate. But be an early birdie. Limited spaces available. Search McDonald's Hot Eagle breaks for more.
Okay, welcome back, everyone. Part 2 of this week's Bunkered podcast in association with Callaway. Michael, James and Lewis all with you. I think that is probably enough Ryder Cup chat for 1 week. So let's move on to other matters. And I want to talk to you guys a little bit about Tommy Fleetwood in a second. That's a nice, cheery, positive thing to go to. But before I do, very quickly, the latest issue of Bunkered is on sale now. Issue 225? 225.
Something, yeah.
It's the one with the Ryder Cup cover. That's the easiest way to look at it. It is 225, I'm reliably informed. So, yeah, that is our full Ryder Cup preview. We've got some incredible stuff in there, an exclusive with Luke Donald. We've got Keegan Bradley. We've got Hal Sutton. Remember him? 2004. He says some incredible stuff in that piece about Phil Mickelson, of all people. You do not want to miss that. And various other bits and bobs. We've also got an exclusive with Eugenio Chacarra, who was on the Live Golf League last season. This year he's on the DP World Tour. Next year he's targeting the PGA Tour. He is going for the clean sweep, the grand slam of tours. He would be the first person ever to do it as well, I'm quite certain. So yeah, great piece with him by our man Ben Parsons, our senior writer. So make sure you go and check that out. And all the other usual bits and bobs you've come to expect from Bunkered over the years. So yeah, that's on sale now on the newsstand. Equally, if you have an Apple News account or an Apple News Plus subscription, then you can read it there as well in its very exciting, very glossy, fully digitized format. And many of you are. So yes, thank you for that. Equally, better yet, just take out a subscription. That way you'll never miss another edition that'll be delivered direct to your door before it hits stands, before it hits Apple News. You'll see it all first. So bunkered.co.uk/sub offer. And there are indeed international subscriptions also available for those of you listening in. Where are they listening in right now, Lewis? Give me a country.
Ghana.
Ghana. Perfect. James?
Holland.
Holland. Excellent. Producer Dex. Zimbabwe. All around the world they are tuning in from. So, yeah. Go and take out a subscription. Keep us in jobs. That would be nice.
That would be good.
Thanks. So, good enough sell for the latest issue there, gents? Out of 10?
Good.
Yeah.
10.
10?
Can't fault it. Yeah.
10?
Yeah, 10. 10.
10?
Yes, well done.
10's all round. What a scene. Let's talk Tommy Fleetwood. Well. How many times have we spoken in this podcast in the last few weeks, last few months, last few years about Tommy Fleetwood and the will he ever get it done on the PGA Tour chat? Well, 164 starts later. How many top fives did I say it was? 30 top fives later. Tommy Fleetwood is a winner at last on the PGA Tour. And like London buses, the trophies came along 2 at a time. Not only did he win the Tour Championship, well, he scooped up all the marbles as well, didn't he, by taking the FedEx Cup from right underneath the nose of Scotty Scheffler. We'll talk a little bit about Scotty and how he must be feeling having missed out on, let's face it, the big prize at the end of the year. But gents, let's start with Tommy getting the job done. And Lewis, I'll ask you this question first and then I'm coming straight to you, James. Honestly, Lewis, did you think this day would ever come?
I very much doubted it for many days. Yeah, I think I did. I didn't think it would be like this, though. I thought we were going to have a Cam Young style like procession where he'd somehow find himself 6 or 7 shots ahead after Saturday and then be in a position where it was impossible to mess it up. Whereas here, he's gone out on Sunday where it's very much still in the balance and gone and won it, which is brilliant. And I think that's going to do so much for Tommy's confidence. So, like everyone, I was just delighted to see that happen. But it's easy to say now that I thought, yes, he was going to do it after FedEx St. Jude. I might have said something different.
You're starting to have doubts, I think, weren't you?
Yeah, I think we were all starting to have doubts. Just the way that he
100%.
lost that week was really, really tough. Like he looked just completely lost, really. But I think probably what's happened is he's woken up the next morning and thought, you know what, I've completely blown that, but the world's still spinning. Like, nothing terrible has happened. When I'm in that position, it's not the end of the world if I don't win. That's probably just relaxed him a little bit. And he looked more relaxed, didn't he?
He did, much more relaxed. Him and his caddy, Finno, they both looked way more relaxed, James, didn't they, than they did at FedEx St. Jude. Same question to you, though. I mean, I know you said this in the pod a couple of weeks ago, I think, when we had Evan Priest on, and you kind of felt that you almost needed to backdoor the win, or either that or have a huge 10-shot advantage going into, or maybe even into the back nine on the final day. It didn't turn out that way. In the end, he had to dig it out. I mean, how impressed were you with what he did?
I was really impressed. I think, you know, just off of the back of what you were saying, like, his body language was completely different. Like, he looked like he knew what he was doing. He looked like he was, okay, there were some ropey shots in there, but he looked like he was in complete control. And the conversation between him and his caddy, they weren't humming and eyeing like we've seen in the past. It looked
much more decisive.
It looked like they actually, right, this is a game plan, this is a shot, go and execute it. And if it didn't maybe quite go the way they planned it, he seemed to recover from it pretty well anyway. So yeah, I mean, massively impressed. I think it's been such an amazing turnaround, considering, you know, he missed the cut at the US Open, and he seems to have bounced back ever since then, and just a couple close calls and a couple wayward kind of shots, which obviously, you know, killed him at St. Jude. But it just shows that his mental toughness is there. And I think that's massively important. And I'm hoping, fingers crossed, touch wood, that this is going to be what kind of opens the floodgates for Tommy Fleetwood. Maybe is this the kind of the next step for him to win multiple times on the PGA Tour? I hope so. But he did. I mean, bloody hell, for the first time, he's picked one to do it on.
Oh, I know. What a place to do it. What a time to do it. And yeah, I'd be amazed if there's anyone listening to this right now who feels in any way upset that Tommy's got it done, or is even ambivalent about the fact that he's got it done. I think what was really interesting, Lewis, was the outpouring of congratulations and appreciation and love and support for Tommy in the immediate aftermath. You saw the scenes by the 18th, Harry Hall there, Justin Rose, Shane Lowry, their families. And then you go on social media, Tiger Woods is congratulating them. The last person, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the last person that Tiger Woods congratulated on winning was Rory McIlroy when he won the career Grand Slam. So Tiger doesn't just jump on. He's not Gary Player of a few years ago. He doesn't. He doesn't go onto Twitter every morning and go, right, so Sunshine Tour, who won? Yeah. Right, okay, no problem. Congratulations, well done. You know, he doesn't do that. So I think that demonstrates that there was a lot of people wanted this for Tommy, arguably as much as he wanted it for himself, didn't they?
I think the reactions that Tommy has had to the close calls, where he's come out and been so human about everything, said, look, this really, really hurts right now, being emotional about it, being upfront, has really endeared himself to fans and other players, clearly. I mean, Rosie was just brilliant, like filming him like a dad.
Proud dad
As if there's not, like,
that was so funny.
As if there's not hundreds of other cameras filming this moment, as if Justin Rose needs to get it, or else we're
By
not
the way,
gonna see
Justin,
it,
you're part of the problem. Put your bloody phone away at a tournament.
Oh God, yeah, that's a whole other matter. But
Augusta would never.
Oh no.
Tommy is like one of the nicest guys. And I think there's some players who maybe are really well liked by fans, but like media might not have like the highest.
Oh, go on
regard of
then.
them. Well,
let's hear some names.
I can't think of any names off the top of my head, but you know what I mean? Like there's some in the press box who might not be huge fans of certain players that maybe have like reputations,
know a bit more
chips
about
on
them.
their shoulders, whatever. Tommy is not that at all. He is. You can't meet anyone who doesn't want him to do well. So
he's universally popular.
He's a class act.
It was LeBron James like tweets, like basically live tweeted his round. So that just shows you, and Tiger as well, like someone going out. Tiger's
I don't know what's
been watching as well, seeing like the emotions that Fleetwood's had when it's all gone wrong. Yeah, just brilliant all around.
I don't know what's more mental, the fact that Tiger's reaching out to him or LeBron James is reaching out to him. Because obviously Tommy and Tiger, so that what TaylorMade do every year is like they have like a proper kind of like content day with all the pros together. So they spend time with each other. So I kind of get why he may have reached
true.
out for him,
Yeah.
because they're both tailor-made.
Mm-hmm.
But LeBron James is so left field. Like, would never expected like one of the greatest basketball
Does
players
LeBron
of all
use a
time.
QI 35? There's the question.
Maybe you might know.
Don't know.
Well, yeah.
Don't know. LeBron, get in contact. Let us know.
But I think you hit on something really interesting there, Lewis, when you're saying about the way that Tommy Fleetwood has dealt with the disappointments that he's
The
had.
heartbreaks.
Yes. And he's shown that there's more than one way to demonstrate a personality on tour, because what he hasn't done is throw any hissy fits. He hasn't thrown any clubs in anger. He hasn't, stormed away from the media and refused to answer questions. I mean, he fronted up straight away after the near miss most recently. And again, I think was it the Travellers where Keegan Bradley pipped him. He's always fronted up. And he's always been incredibly honest, but he's always brought this perspective that, you know what? It's not the end of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's all right.
Yeah.
All that happened was I didn't win a trophy.
Yeah.
And you would think that's quite a hard thing to sell to people, because we're in the business of wanting to see people celebrate and fist pump and give it the big one like Tiger did. And when they're not winning, and then to approach it, what's the old Rudyard Kipling line? If you can meet with triumph and adversity and treat those two imposters the same. I mean, it seems like that should be a hard thing to sell to fans, and yet he's been able to do it.
Yeah.
There's something really human and appreciable about Tommy Fleetwood.
I think people want to see golfers they can relate to on a certain level, and where it's really hard for us to relate to someone like Spieth or Justin Thomas, because it seems like they live a totally different life to what we do, whereas Fleetwood just seems like a normal guy who's just incredibly good at golf. And when things have gone wrong for him, you're right, he comes out and fronts up about it.
Feels like he does his own shop.
Yeah.
Like, I can see him going to Asda and filling the trolley and doing the weekly shop. Like, genuinely, I can.
Yeah. No, I believe you, yeah.
Asda. Little.
Waitrose.
Waitrose, yeah. Waitrose now after the check. He just
yeah. Probably buy Waitrose.
Yeah.
Have his own.
I remember I think you asked me like months back, was Fleetwood too nice? Like, is that what's holding him back? And we kind of said, like, he's not too nice. Like, if he doesn't win, it's not going to be because of that. And that's what people want to see. They don't. Wyndham Clark, extreme example, things go wrong and he goes and trashes a locker room. No one's going to root for that. Whereas when Tommy is the opposite of a lot of golfers in that he fronts up immediately when things go wrong. Yeah, gracious in defeat. Exactly. So
humble.
Yeah.
Humble. Yeah. Just delighted to see it. I was so happy on Sunday when he did it. I think when he hit the shot in 15, par 3, which is just an absolutely diabolical hole. Like, diabolical in terms of being really, really difficult. I think it's a good test. But when he found,
when it stayed dry.
Yeah, when he
I
was like delighted. 4, brilliant. That takes double or triple out of the equation. I think he was probably relieved of that as well. At that point, there was no way.
It was interesting, James, as well, like the emotion that was coming through a lot of the people who were covering him. Nick Doherty on comms for Sky sounded emotional. Rich Beam looked emotional. Henny Zool, sorry. You could tell her voice was cracking as she was talking about it. It just connects on a different level, Tommy.
Yeah, like Lewis said.
Nice guys can finish first, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. I think what's, it's like what you touched on there. He's just human. like, he's just a normal guy. He just happens to be incredibly good at golf. But I think when you have someone who's quite authentic and genuine in front of the camera, that is, I think a lot of people can kind of relate to him in a lot of ways as well, because he is, big family guy, liked by the players, and you can see that in his personality shine through, especially in his interviews. He is obviously very laid back. He isn't rude, short, or anything like that, and he gives a lot of people the time of day, when he can, and obviously when he's not winning a heck of a lot of money right now because he'll be very busy. But I think that's why everyone's so proud of him and happy for him, because I think, like, I'm sure we're all the same. We all want Tommy Fleetwood to do well.
Yeah. And
the fact that he has done it and done it in such a way, in one of the most ridiculous ways you could say, that's why I think a lot of people, especially the, Henny, Nick, Rich Beam are getting emotional. It's because they know how much it means to them, but they also see not just like a professional golfer just winning another tournament. It's just like another guy, but like someone who is just so genuine and authentic.
You getting emotional just now? You all right?
No,
You're not.
I'm good.
Wobbling.
No, I'm good.
the
Sorry, I was just going down the rabbit hole there.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I'm
Good.
fine.
Good. No, we all felt it. I think
Yeah.
it hit us all in the feels. Tommy winning. So yeah, look, we don't often do this because no cheering in the press box. But last I checked, this was a podcast studio, so stuff it. Tommy, from all of us here at Bunkered, a very, very well done,
Yeah,
and
well
hopefully the first of many. Besides anything else, if it wasn't going to be you, then it's going to be Patrick Cantley. And
Oh my god.
He's still deciding his club on 15.
isn't he? That was torture. Now,
That was a piss take.
it's
what that
nothing
was.
new to say that Patrick Cantley is a slow player. By the way, might I add, an absolutely extraordinary player.
Mhm.
Unbelievable golfer. That's not in question. It's not in doubt. Just it isn't. He's one of the best in the world. But his pace of play has long been a joke. And on Sunday, yeah, you know what? I have to call it as I see it, and I might be wrong, but who cares? I thought it was deliberate, Lewis. I thought it was a tactic to try and interfere with Tommy's flow, to get under his skin, and I just think that sucks.
Yeah, it does. It's not just deliberate. It's not just gamesmanship. When you're taking that long deliberately, it's against the rules. You're cheating.
So why is
Cheating the
nothing being
system.
done about it then?
Well, this is the thing. And he knows full well that nothing is going to get done about it at the time. Like, officials are coming up to them and saying, you're slow, clearly knowing that's Cantley. It's not Fleetwood, because Fleetwood's not a slow player. Every official is going to know that Patrick Cantley is slow, and he's not getting penalised. I don't understand. I think the rules on this need to be enforced more stringently, and it's just not going to happen. I don't know how that's going to take place, but there needs to be a change around this because it was getting ridiculous. Like, the group's so far behind the rest of the field. It's not fair in anyone else. It's not fair in Fleetwood for a start. It's also not fair in the rest of the field that are trying to play within their 40 or 50 seconds that they're getting. Because Cantley just seemed to be making no effort to do that. Like you say, if anything, making an effort to go over it to slow his playing partner
Yeah, I mean,
down.
let's play devil's advocate just for a second, James. I mean, is it possible that, you know, the guy has some kind of issues here that need to be properly addressed? You know, that he needs a bit of help, whether it's the yips or something similar, a sort of neurological issue. Because you look at the way he's bobbing up and down, you know, with his feet over every shot, the amount of looks that he's taking, you know, down at the ball, up to the flag, ball, target. It does seem like that is it's borderline yippy if it's not deliberately slow. So is it a case that he maybe needs a bit of support and a bit of help to identify what's going on here? Am I being too kind?
I think you're being too kind. I think, I mean, he finished 15 under. He knows how to play golf, clearly. He knows how to hit a good golf shot. It shouldn't be taking him as long. Like, these guys are good enough that they could step up, have one practice swing, and hit a great golf shot and execute. But for whatever reason, Patrick Cantley is just not one of those golfers, and I don't know why. Because he is, by all means, yes, he is incredibly slow, but he's an incredible player at the same time. But the pace of play thing is just, it's becoming an absolute joke. So I think just follow him around with a cattle prod and that'll get him going. Like, quite honestly,
A taser.
give the rules officials a cattle prod, and if people start playing up, just start following them around with it. But yeah, look, I think it needs to be rectified, and there's something that needs to be done because slow play, especially with how slow they were going. I mean, the group in front were like nowhere in sight.
And that group in front included Russell Henley, who might add is not exactly a hare.
No.
So
Until people start getting penalised shots, this is not going to change.
No.
Because a warning, and then when you get a warning and then you get back in place, which shows that you can play fast enough, then you're all of a sudden not on the clock anymore.
Yeah, but we've been saying this for ages.
Exactly.
Like, the only solution is to penalise them with shots.
And it doesn't happen.
The PGA Tour this year, did they not say they were going to start publishing the names of players who were slow and, you know, who were picking up bad times and getting put on the clock? It seems that there's a lot of talk about slow play and a lot of intention, but there's bugger all action.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
it maybe almost requires like a broadcast partner to go, you're slipping outside the broadcast window that you've got. You're making it hard for us to stick to schedules, sort it out. But I'm not seeing any intention there. So
Yeah.
the problem I have is that it's twofold. One, it makes it really, really hard to watch. It is a tough watch when guys are taking that long. And two, it does drip feed down. People will see that and they will start to emulate it. And well, if that's what a practice putting routine's meant to look like, then yeah, I'll start doing it because I don't know any better and I play off 18.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be the people who are newest to the game who will copy it.
Yeah.
And that is something that if they've got it wrong at the outset, they will always have it wrong. You can speed up a bit, but it'll become habitual and you'll just always be a slow player.
Yeah.
It's just not good. It's not acceptable. It should be easily resolved. It could be if the tours gave a toss. They evidently don't. And people like Patrick Cantley will continue to get away with it because you know what? The rest of the tour's too nice to say anything.
Yeah, that's it. Guys the tour is too scared to
Mhm.
actually do something about this, because then it becomes a case of, well, if he's getting penalised a shot, why is he not getting penalised a shot? Why are they not getting done? There needs to be consistency on it.
Yeah.
This is the problem. And if you're just penalising Cantley because he's in the last group and he's on TV and he's taking ages, then what about the guy who's in 50th and is also taking
exactly.
ages? That's the problem.
Yeah.
I think
You're right.
I have a big problem with people who say, oh, well, it's unenforceable. You can't have a rules official following every single player with a stopwatch. That just cannot be done. That is complete and utter nonsense. The PGA Tour, a not-for-profit organisation until fairly recently, built a brand new headquarters to the tune of $75 million. And we're meant to believe that they can't afford to have somebody out there with every group or every player with a stopwatch timing them.
Yeah.
Do me a favour.
Of course it can be done.
Yeah.
It can,
100%.
Yeah.
but won't.
No.
And we need to better understand why
Yes.
it won't be done.
I think
Sick of having this conversation, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
It's just annoying.
It is.
I think with the whole kind of slow pace, I think fans should be able to, once they're on the clock, you know when fans start whistling at the football game when time's up.
Yeah.
Just get the fans start whistling, especially at Patrick Cantley.
Yeah.
Whistling.
Ship them in from Ibrox.
Exactly.
Because if you want to see a crowd get toxic very quickly when
Well,
it doesn't
yes.
see something it likes.
Might start
whoa.
leaving after a few holes, though.
Oh dear. Right. Quick line on Scotty Scheffler, gents. He must be, I mean, he's rich enough. I mean, he's made $98 million from 149 starts in the PGA Tour, so I'm sure he's not too bothered about not winning the FedEx Cup. I'm sure he's much more interested in the fact that he picked up 2 majors this year.
Yep.
I think that's much more meaningful to him. But he would be perhaps a little bit entitled, Lewis, to have woken up on Monday morning and thought, nah, that's not right. Guy shows up, wins one event, and like I said earlier, takes all the marbles.
Mm-hmm. This has probably been covered up a little bit by the fact it's Fleetwood and we're all delighted for him, which is great. But let's say Jacob Bridgman has had 4 incredible rounds.
What?
Are we sitting here thinking, oh yeah, this format works really well? I'm not for it at all, and I can understand why Scheffler would be aggrieved. In my eyes, like the FedEx Cup is an order of merit. It's like a league to determine who's been the best player throughout the season. And Fleetwood's been up there, but it's not been him. It shouldn't come down to this. Understand why they're doing it, because it might make it easier to watch, but it just makes no sense to me at all.
Does it matter?
Yeah, it does.
But really, does it?
Yeah. Right, so
He's still top the money list.
He's still the number one in the
give
world.
you an example, right? So one of my mates it was the BMW when Bob was leading, and he texted me saying this is really good for Bob because he's projected 4th in the FedEx Cup at the moment.
Did he know what it meant, though? Does he know what any of that means?
Well, he thought that he would have a really good chance to earn more money because he's done well over the season, and that's got him to 3rd or 4th in the FedEx Cup. It didn't quite end up being that way after BMW, but a chance to be top 3 in the FedEx Cup, earn a lot of money, have that as like an order of merit, like a league position, basically. He's thinking, oh, that's great. And I've had to explain to him, well, actually, it's not, because we kind of go back to square one after BMW. And if you make it into top 30, whether it's by the skin of your teeth or whether you've got double the amount of FedEx Cup points as the bloke behind you, you'll start on exactly the same score again.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of it at all. I thought this at the time.
It's It's been inherently flawed from day one, from the very moment that they launched the FedEx Cup. But let's not forget, this was contrived for two reasons. One, Americans like playoffs.
Yeah.
Now, we have a similar thing with the Gallagher Premiership in rugby union in England, where the team that finishes fourth in the regular season could feasibly win the title because the 4-team playoff format. It's the same in the NFL, where the team that plays best over the regular season may not win the Super Bowl because they love their playoffs. Americans like sports done a certain way.
Yeah.
So over the course of a year, they're not measuring that in terms of importance. So it's a culturally different thing from the outset. And we are used to looking at the European Tour order of merit. We've grown up with, Monty winning title after title, Westwood, now Rory, and we're going, but yeah, there should be a year-long league table.
Yeah.
We're also followers of sports, with the exception of the Gallagher Premiership, where the best team over the course of the season does top.
Yeah.
Celtic will win the league. Man City, Liverpool, in your case, Cali Thistle, hopefully going to win the league this year because of how they play across 38 games as opposed to 34 games with then 4 at the end determining the outcome. So it's a cultural sporting difference.
Yeah.
But then the other point is this. It's designed to give the PGA Tour something to sell to FedEx in return for big money and big cash injections into the game. Yeah. So when I say, does it really matter? That's the point I'm getting at, because I don't think it really does.
No.
Who knows? Can you tell me who won the FedEx Cup in 2015, for example, then 2016, 2017?
No.
Utter bobbins. It's irrelevant. But you can tell me who won the majors that year.
Yeah.
Well, unless you're James.
I mean,
that open quiz will never be forgotten, my man.
I can't even remember what I did this morning. So.
But you look at even the race to Dubai, and it's a year-long race, but it's contrived in such a way that Rory is winning that right now from 6 events. Marco Penge is second right now from 19 events. Christopher Wrighton, he's in third place, 24 events. Tyrrell Hatton's fourth and has played 5.
Yeah.
Hao Tong Lee is fifth and has played 17. It's just because of the nature of the game now, where players are picking and choosing schedules, and I'll play some PGA, the top players certainly play some PGA Tour, I'll play some DP World Tour, and there's a huge stretch in prize money from that event to the big events. It's rendered money lists less. Money list isn't the right expression. It's rendered rankings, season-long rankings, somewhat pointless.
Yeah.
They exist. That's fine. Who wins? I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm more interested in the fact that Tommy Fleetwood won the Tour Championship than the fact that he won the FedEx.
So am I.
Yeah,
and
I'd agree with that.
I don't think it would take away from Fleetwood winning the Tour Championship if we'd gone into this saying Scheffler's the FedEx Cup champion because he's won it. Like, there's no way, even if he finishes 100 over par, that he can lose this now. Like, Scheffler said it himself when this rule change was made. He said, what if I win every single event, which he pretty much nearly did. What if I win every single event through the BMW Championship and then I get a sore neck and I can't play the Tour Championship? I've got no chance winning the FedEx Cup, which is points that he's accumulated over the full season. Like, Rory McIlroy went into this second, right? And after the BMW Championship, Scheffler had double the amount of FedEx Cup points. Whatever a FedEx Cup point is, I don't know.
Exactly,
like,
it's a shroot buck.
It's it's
isn't it?
Yeah, but you can actually
it's monopoly money.
Yeah, you can exchange Dwight's currency for something in that office, though. You can't do that with a FedEx Cup point. And look, I get Americans like it, but I don't. So I've got to be in my bonnet about it.
James, you're awfully quiet.
Yeah,
we're on two different sides of this fence. Tell me you're not sitting on it.
No. I'm very much on your side. I think it's just, it doesn't mean anything really, does it?
Doesn't.
Like, it really doesn't.
That's the problem. That's what I'm getting at.
You want it to mean something.
I want it to mean something.
But I think deep down you'll accept it means nothing at all, really. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it's just a lot of money. But that's it.
It should.
It should. See, back when, before we did staggered strokes and that, which is silly. But I think that was a better solution than what this is, to be honest. Because then you're giving someone who's going in to the playoffs leading, you're actually giving them an advantage. But see,
you can't get both parts right. You can't make the Tour Championship a viable standalone tournament that is worthy in and of itself and still have the FedEx Cup.
I agree with that, yeah.
Equally, you can't have the FedEx Cup and you can't have one and the other, basically. It's like you can't have your cake and eat it.
Yeah.
If you want the Tour Championship to mean something, play it some other time of the year.
See, before we did that though, and we had at the end of the week, someone won the Tour Championship and then someone won the FedEx Cup. If that this week was Tommy winning the Tour Championship, but then Scheffler gets the FedEx Cup beside it, brilliant. Happy with that.
Yeah.
I have no issue with that.
That would make more sense.
It did make sense back then. I don't see why we've gone away from that.
Yeah, because the fact that
I do see why, but I don't agree with it.
Yeah, well, the fact that you've got Scotty Scheffler, who's won multiple times, and then Tommy rocks up, wins once, and then all of a sudden is the overall winner, to me just sounds fucking mental. Because
looking at Scheffler's season,
it's mental. It's absolutely mental. Like 5 wins this year, 16 top 10s, and you get tied 4th at the FedEx because
I mean, that arguably that's the most ludicrous aspect of the lot.
And then
that he wasn't even second.
Yeah, no.
And then you're tied, you're joint tied 4th at the Tour Championship, and you come tied 4th.
I just worry that we're giving too much of a shit about something that is fundamentally flawed.
Well,
there's never been good.
Yeah.
Never mind perfect. It's never been good.
No.
And we're just getting a bit upset about the fact that the wrong guys. I mean, so many times the wrong guy has won the FedEx Cup.
They changed it halfway through the season. Like even the PGA Tour aren't really taking it seriously. You can't just make up the rules halfway through. I think you're playing it.
The points.
Who's happy? FedEx.
Yeah.
And
FedEx.
Tommy Fleetwood.
And Tommy Fleetwood, very.
Yeah.
As far as they're concerned, job done.
I'm delighted for them.
Yeah. The points.
Mainly Tommy.
Yeah.
FedEx. The one thing they've got that just doesn't deliver.
Oh, nice.
I've been holding on to that for a long time, by the way. I really have.
Good.
Right, enough of that nonsense. Let's talk about something that is much more meaningful and more robust, better structured, inherently good.
Yes.
The Podder of Merit.
Yes.
Tour Championship. So, Lewis, now I get it. Now it makes a bit of sense.
Anyway, speaking of points,
Lewis, you went with Scotty Scheffler,
Yeah.
who finished in a tie for 4th.
Yes.
I went for Ludwig, tie for 21st. Ludwig's year has been batshit. Started so well, big lull in the middle, looked like he was coming back to form, and then of course I pick him and it all goes to shit again. So Ludwig tied for 21st out of 30, and James, you went with Harry Hall, who needed a big week and wasn't bad, tied 17th. So 2 points for you, Lewis, 1 point for yours true. 1 point for you, James, and 0 for me.
I'm
on the board.
Now, slight point of order here.
Oh, go on.
By that logic, the standings are now Lewis, you're on 3, and James and I are on a point apiece. I'm afraid it's wrong.
Oh, how's that wrong?
Because a couple of weeks ago, remember, you and I had the same finish. James's guy missed the cut, and then we split it. We split the points. Steve, the ref's been in touch.
Oh, Steve.
Oh.
There is a precedent.
Oh, no.
And it was a big, long message, and I didn't read all the way to the end because I looked at the end, and it said, so basically it means Michael no points and Lewis 2.
Oh, cheers. Nice one, Steve.
Basically, we weren't right to split the points.
Okay.
For some reason that presumably only Steve and fellow VAR officials are aware of, you get the 2 points. So in actual fact, the standings are Lewis 4, James 1, Michael 0. So,
oh dear,
that brings us on to this week's event.
All over again.
Oh, this is so familiar. So familiar.
At least you brought it to our attention. Appreciate that.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
You know what?
Steve the ref, and then carried on.
I'm nothing if not a man of integrity. Clearly, I've been getting Russell Martin to do my picks. So the pick order this week: Lewis, you're first, James second, and I am last. It is the Omega European Masters. Gentlemen, they are up in the hills. The hills are alive with the sound of golf balls being hit. So, who is it going to be for you this week, Lewis Fraser?
I am going with the specialist for this golf course, who is Matt Fitzpatrick.
The Alpine hero.
Yes, yeah, I won there.
To seal the deal and get in the team, is that what it is?
That's my thinking, yeah. He thinks he'll be on the team. I'd be shocked if he wasn't, but he'll be thinking a good week definitely gets me on there. Yeah. He's won twice there before. Yeah, I'm taking Matt. I think clearly the course suits him because he's won twice, but you don't need to hit it miles, you just need to be straight and pretty inventive around the greens. So yeah, I'll have a bit of that. Matt Fitzpatrick this week, please.
All right, good shout.
I'm
now having to hastily think I'm going to pick. James.
Good pick.
Thanks.
Marco Penge.
Marco Penge, another one who needs a big week.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
He's a man on form at the minute. He's playing very good golf, so I back him to do well this week.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to go for Aaron Rye. Too much of an outsider, really, for the...
We were talking about him.
Were you really?
Yeah, I said he could be a good
Aaron
pick
Two
as well.
Gloves.
Yeah.
Glove. Yeah.
I'm reluctant to pick him because Two Gloves is bad. Iron Head Covers is unforgivable. But I like him. He's a good lad. And I think even if he was to win, he's too far outside the conversation for the Ryder Cup place, isn't he?
Yeah.
But he won't be thinking that. He'll be thinking, if I
No.
win, then I'll put myself slap bang in the convo. So, yeah, Aaron Rye for me. Look, really interesting field. Wyndham Clark is
Yeah.
playing.
I didn't get that at all.
Wyndham Clark. Paul Casey is playing,
Mm-hmm.
making also now the live season's over.
Yep.
Martin Laird.
Yeah.
Scotland's own Martin Laird is in the field. Yeah, really, really
Very-
interesting
Very
one.
eclectic mix. I don't know what the story with Wyndham playing that is. I haven't seen.
Strong lockers. They've got strong lockers at Cransur-Sierre.
He's not,
Either that or he's
Yeah.
just a big fan of Toblerone.
Yeah, maybe just wants a holiday.
Needs a
And-
holiday.
Yeah,
Needs a holiday.
A break from everything. Just
En
going-
route to the spa for the next month.
I'm sure it's a lovely place for a nice relaxed week. So,
yodeling in the hills.
fair play.
Can you imagine Wyndham Clark yodeling as he's breaking the locker? Yodeling. Right, also taking place this week, or rather playing this week for the final time on the DP World Tour, is Mike Lorenzo Vieira. He is retiring after this week. Again, one of the good guys. He's always been a good friend of Bunkered over the years. So merci beaucoup, Mike, and all the best for the future. Hope you have a great final week on tour. Right, we'll finish up with Bear Lies Loose. It's you this week, apparently.
It is. I've put myself in the notes.
All right, here we go.
Better be a good
Right,
one.
James, brace yourself.
No, this is your worst.
It's
Come
you.
on.
Right, okay.
There's the sound of a man going through the motions.
Come on.
Jeez.
Go on, yeah.
Come on.
Done here.
Let's
after
hear
this. Right, okay. I got in trouble at the Scottish Open for heckling now European Ryder Cup captain Luke Donald.
Heckling?
Yeah.
You don't have it in you. I know
Well,
you've given it before. I've got a
heckling.
really bad temper. I've never believed that either. Like, nah, don't see it.
No.
That's my
Why not?
instinct.
Okay.
So,
You can. I'm gonna like.
well, hang
take
on a
silence
minute.
until you start.
As a fan or as an
Fan.
accredited member
No,
of the media?
I was not. I was not working for Bunkered
Okay.
at the time.
Right.
I
Okay.
was a fan.
God,
Yeah.
that would have been an HR issue.
Uh-huh.
We cleared that one up.
Yeah.
Good question, Michael.
Good question to start.
Can you
No, I was a
imagine
fan.
that? Like, two-part question for you, Luke. First of all, what's your thoughts on how your team's shaping up? And two, how dare you?
What are you playing at?
Chopper.
What a joke. All right.
Okay.
What was the year? How old were you?
It would be the first year that the Scottish Open came to Castle Stewart, which I believe was 2011, 2012.
I've sussed this. I actually think I can finish this story for you. Let me take a stab.
Go on.
Lewis has been standing by the ropes and has gone, Luke! And a marshal has thought he's been booing. Am I right?
Yeah.
Spot.
Yeah. Yeah.
No
Yeah.
way!
That is amazing.
No way!
Thanks for watching. Yeah, genuinely.
So what, you were how old?
Would have been 13 at the time, roughly.
So talk us
12 or
through it. What
13.
happened then?
So I was a massive Luke Donald fan growing up.
Short hitter, I get it.
Yeah, short hitter.
Relatable.
I even went to a lesson once. My coach at the time was a Mizuno guy. I started finishing with like my hands above my head, like for the benefit of anyone listening, not watching. Like I'm doing the Luke Donald finish here. He was like, "Oh, you're swinging it like Luke Donald today." And I was like, "Yes, that's all I wanted to hear." So went to the Scottish Open. I think it was the Thursdays. Walking to the first tee, and he walked past. And I was like, "It's my chance." I went, "Luke," and the marshal turned around and she was like, "That's not very nice. You shouldn't be doing that. We'll get you kicked out if you keep doing that to the players." My mum was like explaining, like, no, he doesn't mean it that way. Like, he really likes him. She's like, nope, not having this at all. She was not pleased. He had
Yeah.
to explain. Like,
Jesus
So
Christ.
did she eventually?
she eventually cottoned on, and we were like, no, it's Luke Donald. Luke, that we had
Yeah,
to
he's
explain the
shouting
whole thing.
Luke.
Yeah, she did not understand. Obviously, she was looking at me rather than who was walking past. Didn't understand. It took quite a while.
That is
But
ridiculous.
I was panicking. I thought I'd ruined the whole day out for the
Can't-
family.
Did you cry?
Yeah.
Oh.
There was-
Got a bit
I was
emotional.
getting emotional. I was bubbling up. I thought I've just ruined it. I've seen my hero walk past me.
And did he have any reaction to it?
No, because he was used to it. But it was just what
Well,
kids.
used to Marshall's bollocking kids?
Nah, I think by
Nah,
this point
Karen.
he was walking to the first tee. He was focused, not
Right.
like Monty
Yeah.
and James's story last week. He was finished and signed a glove. So
He was in the zone,
no,
Luke.
yeah, no. Thankfully, he was in the zone and didn't cotton on.
So
to it.
finally, I assume the marshal did accept that
she
the
accepted
explanation.
it. I think she was more confused than anything. But yeah, this just
Do you watch golf?
no, clearly not. I mean,
Just
he
a
was-
volunteer.
Yeah,
I think he was world number 1 at the time as well.
I think he
would have
was
been
at that time,
certainly
yeah.
up there, and just she did not understand why I was booing this guy. So she thought,
How,
Yeah.
how close were you?
oh, like
You're still trying to work out if this is true or false, aren't you?
Well, I'm just
we
thinking.
figured this out ages
but I-
ago.
but I can't
Unless
lie,
this is the most elaborate shit you've ever heard in your life.
Here's the thing, though, right? I'm just playing devil's advocate. If
Mm.
he's world number 1 and he's right there on the ropes, like surely it would be quite hard to get close to world number 1 at that time.
It was at Castle Stewart, though.
Would have been quite.
It's
I guess
quite
it
a
would have
long
been
walk
quite
down.
quiet. Maybe.
It's
Quite a long walk down, so you would have been able to get close.
You've absolutely nailed this.
Have
mate.
I really?
Yeah, honestly.
I can't
yeah.
wait.
Either that or you're waiting for me to go, right, so what do we think? True? And you're like,
I
no, it's
can't-
false.
I can't
just
wa-
like your
no,
story better than the one I had.
This is the thing, though. We've had a lot of true stories, and I reckon he's just painted that picture, and it's false. Lewis is a good liar.
Tell me about it.
Must be worryingly good.
There is a part of me that's thinking, I've filled in the blanks straight away. I've presented what sounds like a really plausible
And
story.
he's just jumped on
looked
the
at his
bandwagon.
notes and he's gone,
That's better
that's
than what
so
I
much
had.
better than what I've got. I'll just run with that instead.
That seems
So now I'm
ideal.
second guessing myself.
Yeah. No, I think
Has to be true. All day long. The heckling part. I'm sure the conversation was going to go along the lines of, so what did you say? Nah, I'm good with that. I'm certain it's true.
James.
false. I
Really?
really want it to be false.
Producer Dex. Thumbs up or thumbs down. 2-1. True. Yes.
It's
correct.
true?
Yeah.
It's true.
Thank God for
Of course
that.
it is. I can't believe you filled in the blanks. I was trying to be like Evan a couple of weeks back with the St Andrews thing.
Yeah.
I just think that make you think I was shouting abuse at Luke
I'm
Donald.
getting good at this
That
game,
was
by the
Really
way.
good.
I'm
that
really
was-
good.
Uh-huh.
I should be like a detective or some shit.
Yeah, I should be on the telly. Uh-huh.
Like I've said
Line of
before, if
duty.
anyone wants to get involved and have a shot, see if you can take us on, then please do get in touch. We'll stick up a prize for anyone that we decide to bring on the show. So get into our DMs, let us know if you have a bare lie, true or false. Make it a cool story. If it's true, fine. If it's false, just make it really, really good. And we'll bring you on the show. And yeah, for everyone that we'll bring on, then we'll stick up a good prize for you. Note to contact Callaway for stuff. What is it with Marshalls, by the way?
Oh God!
Give
Sin-
someone an armband or a new
Mhm.
jacket, a new waterproof, and
Power trip.
suddenly,
Total
unreal.
power trip. I know.
So there was this time, right? Walker Cup, 2007. We all went over, the bunker team as it was at the time, we all flew over to Northern Ireland for a match at County Down. And if you've never been to the Walker Cup, it is unreal.
Yeah,
An
cool.
amazing, amazing event. Great day out. So we went over to County Down for this. And the Walker Cup, part of the charm is the fact, there aren't really ropes. You can, or at least that time there weren't. It might be different at Cypress Point, but
Maybe just a little bit.
maybe somewhat. But you're allowed to follow the players up the fairway.
Mhm.
So you can follow right in behind as they're going. And that should be really easy to marshal, but oh my God, some of them just took it upon themselves. And there was this one wee guy, I will never, ever forget him. This lad just on an absolute power trip. And people are trying to walk, and he comes over and he's like, nobody move until the players have gone. No one move. Do not move a single foot. Like, genuinely, he was that
Oh,
extreme.
My goodness me.
And someone started to go, he's like, what did I just say? I said, don't move. And so he wanders over after everyone starts to go away. I'm looking back at this guy going, what a twat.
Yeah.
I see him going over to another marshal, and he said, when I pull the rope line, you have to make sure you hold it tight at your end so no one can get through it. And if they try to walk through it, they'll topple over themselves. Hell mend them. Like,
Jesus,
what is wrong with
honestly,
this
settle
guy?
down.
Like, when he goes home,
Yeah.
is he the same?
Aye.
Or does he just go,
There's a
Ah.
6:30.
Yeah.
what do you mean 6:30?
Yeah.
I'm
Don't
not up for
move
it.
until the table's set. Honestly, you're marshalling an amateur
you
golf
just don't
tournament.
get it. And I've seen
You're
so
not in the
many
Secret
examples
Service.
of it. Yeah, that's it. I've just seen so many examples of people just going mental when they turn into marshals. I'm like, just go to the police academy if it
You
means
just-
that much to you. Just
You can see him just being like, oh, what a day.
He's just
It's
like
hard
so
work,
fed up.
isn't it?
The blood pressure's through the roof.
Mhm.
You know, people aren't listening to what he's got to say,
No.
even though he's got this lovely new waterproof jacket.
Yeah.
He goes home. How's your day? I was shit. No one listened to a single thing I said.
We're not here to see you, mate.
Never
Not
forget
going
it.
to the Walker Cup.
Nobody
thinking,
move.
Nobody move.
You're not holding up a bank.
I know.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
That's good.
Oh, that guy. He's probably listening to this right now going, nobody listen. Stop it. Boycott the Bunkered podcast. Oh, dear. Right.
I hope you enjoyed the first part of the podcast.
Maybe he's Steve the ref in disguise.
Maybe.
that's
No,
where I
if
lost
it's
the point.
Steve, keep it coming. I want more points.
That was
This is
good.
brilliant.
Right.
Win every single week.
Gents, we'll knock it in the head there. Thank you very much for your time. Much appreciated. James, Lewis. James,
Cheers.
like I said at the top, best of luck next week, or this weekend rather, at your long drive
Thank
event.
you
We
very
are
much.
lacking some silverware, so
I
please
know.
bring it in. That'd be great. So
Neither of
best
us
of
are
luck.
going to win it.
Yes, well, that's true. Lewis, enjoy Turnberry. I'm sure you will.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll be back next week to dissect the European picks. They're being made on Monday. We will be recording first thing on Tuesday because James doesn't fly back in time.
Sorry about that.
So yeah, we'll be back out again on Tuesday afternoon with an analysis of just where Luke Donald got it so right and why it's absolutely certain that Europe are going to win the Ryder Cup. Until then, Callaway, thank you very much indeed for your time, but thank you mostly to you for listening. Till next week, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats, dogs, etc. It's bad.